Gonna build a mountain from a little hill.
Hey guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is The Lady Designer, and I'm not alone. We are playing Planet Zoo. I was already thinking, don't say Koali Beach, don't say Koali Beach. And then I was thinking,
don't be me.
Don't do it. So yeah, we're playing Planet Zoo, Koali Zoo, and oh well, as you can hear, I am joined with the lovely Rudy Rankemo.
Hello.
Mike Sheets.
Hello.
Yeah. And the awesome Silverhead. How you guys doing?
Definitely better.
Good.
So not quite as dead.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we all have been caught by the flu, I guess, the last few months. I only think Rudy didn't get the flu. He only got like that stomach bug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah.
We're all recovering nicely, so that's a very good thing. And I'm really happy that we didn't skip any episodes, even though the schedule is a little bit like messed
it's
up.
all over the place now.
Yeah, but I think that's gonna be fine. Like for next week, it was either Sylv or Mike, depending on what new schedule we had. But Mike is gonna take over for everyone that is wondering. So next week will be on Mike's channel, and obviously we do have a playlist with all our videos in the description, and I will also pin it in the comments. Yeah, it's always good to mention that, I guess. And yeah, if you really don't want to miss out, definitely go and give these guys a sub, of course.
You're always so good at this.
Yeah, I was just about to say, wow,
so natural.
it's so smooth.
It's just.
I'm always surprised that it just goes out like that.
It doesn't feel like that.
Oh, well, I had no idea. I didn't have anything prepared or anything, so yeah, I don't
Makes
know.
it even more amazing.
Yeah.
Why did she switch his
Okay.
papers?
Saleswoman.
Yeah, well, I started with this reptile house, well, half of a reptile house, and then it was, time to finish it up, and it's almost finished, I should say, because, yeah, I'm just not that good at interiors. I always have a really hard time with that, so the entrance part definitely is like the most empty part. I did put in some more terrariums in there, but I'm just not quite sure what to do. And I said that in our Discord group, and Mike was like, oh, if you don't know what to do, leave it to me. And I was like, okay, stop working on it. I'm not gonna do anything. No, but I just know that whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna be super amazing, because I don't have inspiration for it. Like, I really love to do these habitats and stuff, even though this is already way different than what I did in Mainland Zoo or like in Amas. It was completely different. So yeah, I did want to add the Saltwater Crocodile, which is like the habitat I'm building right now, and I did want to avoid doing exactly the same thing as the Gharial, even though the building itself is quite similar to it, but I tried to like separate it a little bit. So you have a water section on the left side and like a terrain section on the right side, so
nice.
that people can really see the saltwater crocodiles up close, even though when they are chilling or anything like that. And then we also did a courtyard. I remember you mentioning that.
That evil laughter already.
Yeah, but I was like, there were so many cool ideas, but the amount of space was just pretty hard to like do what I really wanted to do. And I was really surprised that, like, you guys will see it later in the speed build, of course, but I shared pictures already with you guys, and I was like, oh gosh, yeah, my courtyard, I'm gonna send the pictures, and you guys were like, oh my god, I love the courtyard. I was like, oh, okay, I really didn't expect that.
Yes, you should
that
have more
was quite funny.
confidence in your abilities. You're better than you think you are.
I'm doing my best. But I'm actually really happy with how the building has turned out. Like I show you guys like from the top, which I will show in the end tour too, but I don't know, I just really like the vibe of it. And I do have to say, like, the detailing of the whole building, like, you think, oh, I only have to do half of the building now, I can do a lot of copy pasting, but it's so much work. Oh my goodness. It took me really a lot of time to really fix up everything, because I thought, like, okay, now the Saltwater Crocodile Habitat is finished. Oh, and now I only have to finish up the building and do a little smaller area for a tortoise, and then I'm done. And it took me so long still.
It's crazy.
That's
It's really the little things that always take hours and hours to figure out. Like when you start putting in stuff and then the animals are like, nope, I don't like that this way. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna fix that, and this leads again into some other stuff. So it's always nasty because you thought you had a very good plan, and then all of a sudden the animals decide to crash that plan. Just tell you they need 15 meters or whatever.
True. I don't have that many issues in these habitats, but I definitely know what you mean. It can be really challenging to really get that traversable area right, and it still sometimes doesn't make sense to me. Like, you have such a big area, but because of like elephant's grass, for example, which like really reduces the traversable areas and stuff, and then you're like having such a big habitat, and then you're adding all those plants, and then everything is reduced, and they're super unhappy all of a sudden, and you're like, but they still have so much space. But then you look at the traversable area, and you're like, oh, never mind. Oh, and then you're like fixing it.
Yeah. But what I don't really get is like when they explained it, it was always like they have to at every point of the map they have to fully rotate around their own axis, and this is why, for example, even very low and small animals like the crocs, for example, still need a freaking huge radius because they are very long, you know. But what I don't get, they also need a very high opening. This is what I don't get, because are they like also rotating around the axis, you know? And not doing that, are they?
Vertically, yeah. I'd love to see that.
Are they like doing a croc roll?
But maybe it's for the elephants, for the animations, when they lift up their trunk.
Yeah, for them
but
it's
that's
obvious.
The only thing I can think of,
Haven't seen a croc doing that.
So when the crocs want to do the crocodile
elephant will
walk.
just impale itself on an enrichment item too. Does it still do that?
I've never seen that.
Do you remember? I thought it was in Malin Zoo that you had this elephant and it would go over to this feeding item and it would impale itself on it.
Don't talk about that.
I remember that.
The tree scatter. Oh my goodness. I watched that in a live stream. Like, I'm pretty sure that everyone is watching right now that was in that live stream. Like, oh my goodness. That was like... I don't know if they still do it, but that was like the most weird bug I've ever seen in the whole game.
All
like
the suicidal elephants.
Just had like those tires underneath his belly, like the stick of the tree scatter was sticking out of his bag, and then he was just like moving forward and backwards. And I know. And then when it wanted to eat, then he just stepped back a little bit with his front paws on the tires, like imagine that, like standing on his back paws and then eating.
That's hilarious.
Like it didn't make any sense to me. Like,
I've not seen
how is
elephants
it even
doing that all the
possible?
time. I mean, that's pretty normal, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, yeah. But I think it's fixed. At least I did send in a bug report, but oh my goodness. So everyone who is curious, I can still send you the pictures in my Discord server.
Oh, I remember those
I think
pictures.
it's also clips, by the way, on my Twitch channel somewhere. I'm pretty sure that someone clipped that. Because I was just like, no, this can't be right. It's so bad. But yeah, it's really funny. So have you guys been playing around with the fluffy big animals?
Oh yeah, well, I made a fluffy camel. But since today they released this calendar, my job is done here. The January is meant to be the camel month, so we don't need to talk further. It's all done. It's all fine.
I don't want to talk about that. My birthday is also in January.
I know it is.
I hate camels.
I know you do. So my life is complete.
No, but for those who don't know, who haven't seen the Twitter post and the YouTube live stream of Planet Zoo, if you call just any habitat animal MeggieB, it will just puff up. It will be like a very big, chunky,
fluffy, chunky
animal. Even the babies do. It looks quite cute. It's a funny thing. It's just a cheat code. Nothing spectacular. I will also put it down in the description because I don't know if my pronunciations always are very clear. MeggieD? What? Maggie D? Not working? No, it's MeggieB.
It's Maggie, right? It's
with an E as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will just write it down in the description too if you want to play around with that. It's just a funny thing. But to be honest, I didn't even try it yet. I was too busy with working on Koali.
Gotta say, I really
I've
like
seen a
your
lot of
landscaping
pictures.
in here so far.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
foliage
really.
is super cool.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's always hard. Like what I said, with the traversable area, you're like, oh, you want to do way more. You want to do it way more lush and stuff. But it's sometimes just super frustrating.
What I have found is if you sink the trunk of trees in the ground and only use the canopy, that doesn't go against traversable area.
Oh, really? So they walk
Oh.
through that.
That's
But
genius.
shrubs and stuff like that, yeah, that does. So like the Sudanese frankincense
Good
tree is
point.
great for using it as a shrub.
So now it makes sense what you meant lately, that you're working around. Gotcha.
Now I also get
Oh.
why you put so many sunken trees in the flamingo habitat.
Well, I'm often use sunken trees too, but I never realized that there's just a difference in the traversable areas. That's really good.
There are
Yeah.
many
well-
benefits.
That's typical Mike stuff.
I was working on a tortoise. I was working on a tortoise exhibit in the Planet Botanic, and so I wanted it to not look like an exhibit. So I really had to figure out how to make it so that the plants were still good. It still had traversable area, but that it didn't look like a habitat. And so that's when I found that the trees don't carry any sort of block to that traversable area. If you
That's
sink them.
It's really good to know.
Do they provide privacy then? Like,
I don't think so, because I think
Because-
by that point the game doesn't know that it's a tree.
okay, that's interesting.
That's very interesting. Yeah, that's a very good point too. But still, like, it's not that I only would like to use trees. I will also mostly combine it with a lot of rocks. So rocks do have that traversable area.
Oh god, don't
restriction.
tell me
They
about
can,
rocks.
yeah.
I have a lot of people that they voted for the doll sheep in the next episode of my franchise mode series, and a lot of them were like, yeah, you need to make mountains and stuff and like really a natural vibe. And I was like,
Yeah, you
well,
can't,
for
though.
what I've heard, no, it's just not possible because the traversable area is just not made as mountain climbing animals. It's like really gonna be a lot of flat areas or like a very big mountain where you
Thing is
really
also you
try to
cannot
create
really.
a path.
You could also try to use the stamp tool, but then again, it doesn't really allow you to make these kind of nice edges and texture and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I tried a bit. I worked around with the stamp tool, how small you can get it and stuff. You can get really small and make some really nice like rock faces, but just about the texture, it doesn't work. That's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh well, I haven't started building yet, but I'm really curious how it will end up, even though I will try to make a little bit of a mountain rocky feeling, but it's gonna be a hard one, I think.
I think you'll
that's
be
what-
fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I hope.
I mean, I think you did really good terraforming in this building as well. Maybe it's just like I don't know. I so haven't like looked into it that much in this game yet, but the terraforming on the crocodile exhibits was like super subtle but super good. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I think like for crocodile, you have to work with more of a flat area still, but like a doll sheep or something like that you expect to climb more steeper areas, you can't really resemble that realistic feeling of it.
But in
But
fact,
you-
they do climb quite well on steep angles. They have a very good, is that like steepness rating or like the kind of value they have for the angle is pretty good.
Oh, but then they changed it probably because what I've heard it was just not doable at all. But I don't know. I'm gonna test it and gonna see how it goes.
What you could do
Yeah.
is similar to what I did with your Japanese macaque exhibit, is just make the outside, so like the theater part of the exhibit, a little bit more mountainous, and then leave some of that flat if they can't necessarily traverse it.
Yeah, just more of like aesthetic instead of like really usable area for the habitat. Yeah, that makes total sense indeed. Oh man, by the way, you maybe can tell from the speedball, but this building is so much not aligned on the grid.
I could tell with all of
yeah.
the roof stuff going
Oh
on.
my goodness, it was a mess. But that already, I
Oh,
think that's
oh,
just because of
oh.
the 3D gizmo. Oh yeah.
No, I hate that. Seeing that really is physical pain for me. I went through that in Yosemite. Why? That's the only piece that doesn't have a free rotation. It always
Yeah.
is to the grid, the freaking guest gate. Why? It wasn't in beta. It wasn't. I even went back to my videos to check whether it's... but it's not.
But
it
yeah,
hurts.
for the people that are watching, like I already told you guys, I actually wanted to have the courtyard with more like a greener, grassy area, and then for tortoise. But I was like thinking, okay, I can either use ropes to just close off the openings from the inside to the outside, but I was like, no, that doesn't feel right. So then I thought, okay, let's use the guest gates. But yeah, that rotation angle is so frustrating. You just can't even align it just to the walls I'm building. Just so I was just like, no, I'm just not even gonna try this.
Ooh, you're
Just
doing the 3 meter paths. Nice.
never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah, you learned that. I've been learning a lot from you, Mike. Like, it's so useful, and it just works a little bit. It just makes it look better for these kind of areas to have a little bit of a thinner path section. So yeah, I was really happy, and I tried to use those tiles from the entrance too, since
nice.
these are like the walls are also from the Sylvie's entrance piece, I think it is. So there's a lot of that stuff that I use for this building to get in the same theme. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use those tiles too.
Which is cool. I really like that we have this architecture resembling in that build. Because we had so much different stuff, and also blame me, I also brought in a lot of different styles, so that's totally fine. So I like that we have this also being resembled in here. I really do like
A little
that.
bit. Yeah, I think that works. Like I saw so many awesome pictures of like Indonesian gardens and fountains and stuff, but you don't really have like nice looking statues to make cool fountains of, or like I don't know. I was just like, nope. I could maybe have used the dragons or the Japanese macaque statues, but that was maybe it. And I was like, no, I'm just not going to. I'm just going to use some water lilies and some fountain VFXs, and that's probably it.
I think it works out better this way, honestly.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, but
Ooh,
probably.
and then that
But I
little-
saw really cool things.
Oh, and that
That's
little
how you
ridge
did
of
that.
grass.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I was like
And
repainting
it's gone.
repainting it, and now it's grass again, and I did so many different things. I just really couldn't make up my mind, but I'm happy with how it turned out, even though I still feel like I wish it was a little bit smaller so I could play around a little bit more with some gardening and stuff, but there's just not that much
But
room,
I have
as
to
you
say, I
can see.
really like that, like giving you the space to let this area be the way it is, like simple, plain, not too much in it, you know, but it just kind of works with how it is. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to give them a bit of space and just don't add too much and just leave it the way it is. I think that is also
True.
some kind of beauty in there.
Yeah.
But that's also what I basically did with like the viewing areas where the people can watch the animals. Like there's just not that much in there. But imagine having like a bunch of people walking there. Like you don't want to have too much stuff everywhere. Like you want to give those people room to walk. Like it really, I don't really. Like the walls can maybe add a little bit more detailing, but I wanted to have those spaces a little bit more open, except for like the areas to walk to the habitat areas. But other than that, like I really wanted to have like a bigger space for the people to just walk and stand there instead of like being crunched to each other and bumping up to each other every time, except for the entrance in it, because that is like only 4 meter. So that's not really that big, but yeah.
I think, if I may add one thing, which is also interesting, like talking realism, this is also maybe an area which provides a little bit of a quieter area to just relax a little bit, because let's not forget, a zoo can also be pretty loud. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
some of the animals are super loud, and you know, the kids screaming around and running around, and these are usually not the areas where the kids would be. You know, kids would just like,
No,
oh yeah,
true.
that's like, you know, let's go further. You know, let's go to the playground or whatever. And so
Yeah.
that could provide like a little bit of a quieter area for them to relax, and also gives you this bit of more relaxation, if you will, from that. So I really like this idea to keep it also locked
Should have
away.
added benches now.
Is that
Yeah, I
working
was
though?
thinking that as well.
Is this working though on the 3-meter one?
I don't know actually. Do you know that, Mike?
That's a
What do you
good
mean?
question.
Mike?
Do benches
Mike,
work?
you are the one that invented this, so can you put down benches on these paths?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, they
why didn't they
function as
just add
paths.
that yet?
Because when you have a group of people, it causes a problem with the peep flow simulator, and so that was like, no, we're just gonna get rid of that instead of fix it.
Okay,
Wow.
so people get stuck on them a lot.
Yeah, especially 2-meter
Well,
paths.
To be honest, no one is going to this area anyways.
Nobody.
So problem fixed, I guess.
I was like, okay, there's like a 3-way section, or how you call it, T-section, I think. And so that is like leading from the entrance to the temple, I think it is. And then you have this road going to the right side to this whole reptile house, which includes the gharial and the saltwater crocodile and so many reptiles and the tortoise. And no one was using that path to go to my reptile house. And I was like, what is going on? No one is going there. But then in the end, 8 people went there.
But it takes time. I figured it takes
yeah,
time.
probably, but it has been connected for like a long while. So it's I don't know. I don't know what it was.
I think it's some problems about that, which I figured also in my big Yosemite park. I always had it on pause, and then I made like one episode to fix the issues. I completely stopped halfway through because there's no way fixing them. So what I figured is if you have a zoo that is not built organic like you do in franchise, it almost feels like the simulation is not able to catch up to all the stuff. So it really takes an immensely long time until they figure which kind of animal they want to go to and blah blah blah. So
Isn't that like the same with Planet Coaster? That why we got the signs to really lead people, set the destination, advertise destination to it, so people would actually go to like the backside of your park.
But that's the thing. If you have a coaster in the backside of your park, they're gonna go. Here, you can have.
Yeah, but it's only with a coaster. Like
Right.
flat rides, they didn't.
True.
I'm pretty sure they didn't, or like restaurants.
who would you going to a flat ride though?
I am.
Yeah,
It's a really good flight,
I would.
True.
I mean, I am the only one that is probably not a daredevil in this whole group.
You don't
I
like
would
coasters?
not even go in a flat ride 9 out of 10 times.
The kids carousel though.
Probably. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah,
Carousel's
well, we
always a
did
good
that
time.
in the Efteling, yeah.
we need to do a Koali Zoo Efteling trip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a Efteling trip every year. Still, I haven't been to the last one, but
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't either.
Same.
yeah. Well, maybe this year we can.
Also, Koali Zoo should definitely be a zoo visit, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we do a lot of zoo
animals.
visits.
What are you gonna do?
No, but we have with my Discord group. We went to 3 different zoos last year, maybe even 4. And we're planning. We already planning new zoo trips. So
Cool.
so. I think a minimum of 3 again, probably 4 even. So any Dutchies, maybe Belgium, Germany, if you want to join, just go to my Discord server and you see the Zoo Meetups channel. And you're happy and free to join, of course, because
But no,
we have
just
a
don't do
lovely
it
group
because
of
then they
people.
have to speak English for you. Trust me, they hate you
Oh,
for
yeah,
that.
that's
They hate you
yeah.
for that.
You've been with us, yeah, last year, and then because of
It
you,
felt so
the
bad.
whole group had to speak English.
Like, I was the only one who was not capable of speaking Dutch, at least not at that speed. So, and I was like, I could do it in English, but can I continue? I was like, yeah, continue. And like for like 5 minutes, he looked into my face. Okay, I'm gonna do it in English, okay? So, and everyone was like, oh.
But it was pretty sad because that guy did like a lot of tours, and we got like a backstage tour in Burger Zoo, and the guy had sometimes pretty much issues with like his English, like, and I felt so bad for that guy. Like, oh my god, we really did this to him. He was really expecting us all to be Dutch.
Sorry. I still found it. I still found it to be insanely interesting. It was one of the
Yeah.
greatest tours I ever had to a zoo or a theme park ever, because it was
really
lovely
cool.
how much time they took, really to explain everything in detail. I think my favorite was basically the coral reef. That was super interesting.
Yeah,
super
that was,
interesting.
but that was also just really beautiful, and to just see it from above and stuff was really interesting.
Yeah, I would really love to do something like that in Planet Zoo at some point.
Yeah,
We don't have
if
that
only
many
we will
underwater.
get an aquarium DLC.
Half the March DLC.
I really want. What is your guess? What is your guess for like the next DLC? Like
Birds.
Are you thinking that we get birds or ocean animals, or like just maybe an Australian pack with some habitat animals?
I'm gonna say
I
birds.
really have no idea. I really hope so.
Yeah, same. I love it.
I really would love to see some birds or aquarium animals.
I feel like aquariums are gonna
I
take a
have-
little bit more time to figure out, but birds are already kind of there. They just need to create
Yeah.
a 3D. So where the habitat is now currently 2D, they just need to create a third axis.
Yeah.
Keeping the
And
I
animals in.
somehow a method to build it as well. Like creating nets or something like this
Right.
would be very complicated to figure out a building system for.
Probably going to be a
Netting is,
poly. Yeah, they're going to have to. That's a good point.
Even if you go back to like Zoo Tycoon mods, building your own sort of bird habitats has always been quite difficult.
That is true. That's totally true. So I'd put my money on aquatic. I have to say I think for a industry reason.
For the really next DLC, right?
Yeah, I would say so because
That would come in April, May.
I guess so. Because my bet is if they want to drag some more attention back to it, I think aquatic would be stronger than birds. Like, just my personal opinion though, but I think because all the mechanics are here, you can basically make tanks, you can have animals that swim, you can make underwater viewing galleries, almost, or like with cheeky ways.
And tunnels, but then really
again.
glitchy tunnels, but it is possible in a way.
So yeah,
Which makes me feel that they are working on tunnels, pretty sure.
yeah, and
My
then again,
only issue is that how are they going to figure out schooling? Because schooling is so important in an aquarium.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That would be the thing that is really hard, because you have to have like an aquarium has hundreds of animals, and how do you do that so that they don't all have individual AI, so that they don't completely screw up your game?
I guess it
Yeah.
will be again like with exhibit animals. That will be my bet. You will have definitely
Yeah.
have smaller fishies that are more like exhibit animals, and then they have like, instead of being at a certain location, they will have predefined swimming animations, I guess, in
I
a pack
really
or
hope
in a
not.
school. I would bet on the
Yeah.
smaller ones. I would totally bet so. But I think on the at least bigger ones, maybe it's a bit like, it's just a very weird guess here, but maybe like herding. In Jurassic World Evolution.
Well, we don't really. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm really missing herding in my Inama Zoo. Like, I really thought that was just that they took that over from Jurassic World Evolution, but it's not.
Yeah, it's
I'm
kind of weird.
confused.
Yeah. Especially.
Yeah.
I thought they had also some notes on that in some of the patches, I guess.
Yeah, they have animals that are supposed to
Yeah,
have
right?
herding behavior.
Yeah.
I was so sure about it, and but it doesn't happen. So I don't know. Might be buggy still then, or something like that. What isn't bugged?
Oh my god.
No, it's not that bad. But there has been just
Yeah.
a lot of things that really hurt gameplay a lot, especially in franchise mode, and they're really working hard to fix everything. And I haven't been playing that much franchise mode, which was also the reason because of the bugs. Like, it just wasn't really attractive that much because there were so many things. But I think it's already starting to work way better. So for everyone that has stopped playing it, I think I'm almost scared to say it, but I think it's now more balanced out.
Oh, I can agree. Also, refunds
Yeah?
are a bit better. Yeah. I mean, you should still not go for a polar bear. Sorry to say so, but the polar bear is gonna eat your money, literally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not a good idea. But everything else just works fine as long as you set your zoo up in a kind of clever way. You have to work with the rosters and stuff. You have to be very precise on education and stuff. You should not let them. I think if I would complain at the moment, the most kind of tedious thing is food and drinks. Like, honestly, it's quite crazy. It's like more than in the mall or whatever. You just need
You
to,
mean that
this
that
building
you get
is
so
once
much of
more
it,
food?
but
yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, like on every corner of your habitat, almost you need to put down some food. And
At least
drink
two,
also.
though, I might add. At least two of each,
Yeah.
because then otherwise they queue for one, and they're gonna complain because they have to wait too long. So put 2 food and 2 drinks next to each other. That's gonna fix it.
Yeah.
good lord.
Yeah. it's a little bit too much. Though.
Yeah, really, really demanding.
But it's really nice that we have the animals slow aging 5 times now. So that is really, really attractive for franchise mode now because it was just way too fast.
It's
So
way
that's
too
a really
fast. Yeah,
good
it feels
thing.
like things are just happening and you're just holding on.
Yeah, you're busy with too much management. Then that one grows up, then that one grows up, then that one dies, then that one dies, and it was just too much. All, especially when your zoo was growing. So
Well, yeah,
I
suddenly,
think they already made a lot of changes.
suddenly
in a
your
good
exhibit
way.
animals are like in the hundreds,
Yeah.
and they have horrible welfare because they're just crammed in the box together.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's
Oh, wait,
crazy.
but they make you good money, I can tell you.
They can, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Wow, it's
that's
insane.
definitely true.
Printing
But
machine.
I don't know. As you can see here, I don't really like to build interiors, so I'm not really the one that will put down exhibits the first thing. Like, it's just such a different thing. Like, I like to create the habitats and the buildings, but the inside is always, not as I want it to be. It's just harder for me, but everyone has their thing, right?
Everyone do.
Yeah. So Mike has this thing that he's like, oh, if you don't want to do this or you don't have inspiration for it, just leave it to me. So that's Mike his thing,
I'm a
and
fixer.
I'm super happy.
Well, I was expecting a smooth segue here, and you just completely went on like, it's Mike.
I'm really looking forward to see what you're gonna do with this.
Mike's schedule is
I
good,
give you
too.
all freedom, as long as not the whole building will be deleted because the building took me so much time and effort.
No.
But the inside is like, yeah, just go ahead and do your
I'll
thing.
likely have to remove the roof as I work on the interior because no creative game that I know
you
of
don't wanna-
works well.
You don't want to do the roof.
Can I not move the roof?
I'm not sure if you can, but I
Wow.
wish you a lot of
Oh
luck.
God!
It's
All
in one
right.
building.
Well,
But
We'll figure it
talking
out.
about that, let's just jump into the real-time mode, and I will show you guys around a little bit.
okay.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so here we are live. I'm not gonna show it. Okay, I do have to warn you. I just put down some green in the front of it. I know you really had some really cool ideas, Mike, to do for the front, but I just really wanted to have something in front of it. So
I'm sure it's
just
fun.
really,
Oh
really
my God, it's
temporary.
terrible. Why'd you do that? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that's
No,
really
but
cool.
I just really wanted some green because else it was just like a building and grass. Like, so I just added this to give a little bit of a feeling going on. But I'm still really happy with this entrance. But as you can see, the interior is right over here. It's it's so
Whoa.
plain. It's
What's up?
so plain. But so yeah, the idea is that you probably won't see the sides of these buildings in a later stage.
Yeah, they
We
pretty
probably
much
have
kind of
some
like
green or-
fall away.
I
very
really like
quickly.
the idea
Yeah.
also to give it this kind of little smaller appearance to make it really open up to the end, like make it a bit more magical, you know, as if this would be like a magical house that is opening up to the back. I like that a lot.
It's quite
Yeah.
a forced perspective.
Exactly.
This
yeah.
is the top, as I mentioned. So what I was thinking, like we have a lot of staff areas right over here, so we might want to just have some kind of small staff building right over here. And if this is just filled up with green, then you won't really notice it. And if it's maybe a little bit in this style, then just a separate small staff building or something like that. But I can do that in a later stage, like maybe even off camera, to just have it nice. But it's a little bit messy in the back. But that's also always my least focus.
Ooh, it's so
Okay,
drafty
so
in
this
here.
is the very open plain area that Mike is going to fill in for us. Like, feel free to do whatever with these terrariums. Like, I mentioned this in the first episode. Like, I wasn't really sure how to do this, so I am really sure you're gonna make a very awesome makeover, just like you did in the in Rudy. His education center, so the
It's not mine anymore, the Korea,
center right
exactly.
now.
The Koali,
Yeah.
Koali Education Center.
Corrali
So here we have the courtyard,
oh,
and I'm
water
not really
transition.
sure if I like the
Oh, nice.
lighting over here, but So yeah, it's small,
Quite lovely.
but cozy. And
Oh, yeah.
if you feel like you want to add one or two different trees or shrubs or whatever to make it more vibrant, feel free to do so. But I'm quite
don't you
happy,
worry.
I guess. I don't worry. Okay, so we have the Gharial right over here. I didn't actually change anything of this one. There are two people sitting here. You see, so many people like Gharials. Out of the 2,851 people. Wow. So here
cool.
we
This goes
have
right into
the
the turtle exhibit.
tortoise. Yeah, we have the tortoise habitat right over here. It's a bit too big, maybe, like the open space. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, but yeah, if a lot of people are just standing here, maybe they're also feeding it, like in the San Diego Zoo. But I saw this on a picture, and of a real life zoo. I have no idea which one it was, but I really like the ideas with these branches to create your own fencing. So it was really
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, it's
super
nice.
cool.
I love it.
that.
Yeah, it's super good. It gives a bit of
Yeah,
a
and-
different vibe to it.
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. And I try to just make this like a little bit of a smaller area for the tortoise. Like, this. I remembered that they went into the water, even though the tortoise doesn't swim. So I thought, let's make it just really shallow.
No.
So maybe they can even have a drink of it. But they changed the traversable area.
You cannot
so
even
they're
put
not
it
even going in
right
it.
directly underwater. So I just wanted to have like a little wet area, but it's not even that is gonna work. So you
Yeah,
either do it
that's
with
really
effect or
sad.
not, but yeah.
Wait,
So
I've
this is
had it so
more
that the tortoises
aesthetic.
can drink from a water source.
I'm not sure if they
do
drink from
drink.
it though.
They do drink.
But they're not going in it, right?
Yeah.
They're
But
not
they-
going
I
in
did
it.
see a
They're
lot
going
of
to the
zoos
edge and
having
drinking.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, well then at least it has a purpose, I
Yeah.
guess.
May I just add an
So
idea
it's not
for that
pretty
area?
using. Yeah, sure.
Because I just was like the open space you just mentioned. I was thinking if we could maybe do like education stands, like info kiosk style.
Oh yeah, you're
And-
great at making those things.
Because I was wondering, people asked in the comments of the last video a lot about all the stuff we built, if we can put it on the workshop. And I thought it's just a nice way maybe of adding some things. Like I will add the temple kind of blueprint and stuff. Maybe we can do some kind of Koali info kiosk, like stands that could go in here, like maybe.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds like a
could
plan.
work.
That sounds really cool. Okay, so right over here, then we have the little bit different habitat. This is for the saltwater crocodile.
Nice.
Like the issue still is with the 2 or 1 meter water level. So yeah, you can't really. It's either too low or too high, in my opinion. I still wish
I think it
it
looks
would have
great.
been a little bit lower. But yeah, I'm really happy. Like the 2 different areas right over here.
Yeah, that was nice.
And like, if they're chilling here, then you can see them pretty up close, and if they're swimming here. So yeah, the 2 different areas, I think that works to have it a little bit different from the other side, but still have it as a whole.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
I really
These
do
habitats
also-
are super nice.
Yeah, I do also love how the roof now pays into that area a lot. I like how the sun
Yeah.
goes in and gives them.
This was such a good idea. Like I only showed it in the cinematic shots because you came up with this in the speed build video. Like you should do that. And I'm really happy that I changed it. So for those that didn't notice it in the cinematic shot in the previous episodes, like it really works to have these open windows now.
Yeah.
I really like that. I
And
think
I love
that really
this
gives
general
a nice
shape
vibe.
for the habitat, and the fact that the tortoises have basically just a mini version of the same style of habitat. It's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what I said? Like the first time I really wanted to have them in this courtyard, but then I really wanted to try to make some really nice guest doors on these sides. But yeah, it just doesn't work with the rotation angle, so that was quite a pity, because then you would have had like maybe a very nice green area right over here where the tortoise and the people just walk through the tortoise habitat. That would have been cool, but oh well, it is what it is. I'm quite happy with how this one has turned out, and then we have some space right over here for the tortoise itself, so I guess it works.
It totally
Yeah,
At some
does.
point,
it's really
I
good this
thought
way.
to have 2 of them, like 2 tortoise in this. So the Aldabra, this is the Aldabra, and then the Galapagos one But then I was like, no, then it's gonna be too small for them, I guess. So we now have 4 Aldabra Giant Tortoises.
They're drinking,
And
by
they're
the way,
quite
right
happy.
now. They're
Yeah,
drinking.
it
from
looks
the-
like
Oh
they're
my
drinking.
god, you're right.
Little turds.
Oh, so it works. So I can get rid of the ugly pipe. I really have
Yeah.
like this hate relation with that pipe.
Okay,
I
let's-
don't like
Let's
how it
rename
looks.
one MeggieB right now.
Yeah, let's do
Oh
it.
yeah, let's do it.
But don't save, because apparently you can't change it back.
You can
just box it.
You can?
box it. Yeah. Okay, MeggieB.
Actually, the tortoise
Oh
is
my
amazing.
goodness. Oh my goodness. That's
It
hilarious.
looks like a gigantic sea turtle
just
baby.
a balloon. A walking balloon.
It looks,
Oh
it
my
looks a bit
goodness.
off-putting to me. I don't know. I find a lot of people find it cute, but I find it a bit scary.
So you can change it back?
Also a bit scary. Yeah, it should work. Just box it or save the game or
Okay.
reload the game or something like that. So, can I just move it? Maybe that already helps.
Move the chunky boy.
Magic box.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
Okay, so now it's reduced, so you can just move it.
All right, you know
and
what we
then
have to do
I
now.
want to see
Yeah.
the others. Yeah, I have to. I have to. Okay, so the big chunky MeggieB.
Oh, you have to do the tigers as well. That they are insane.
Ah,
Oh my goodness. Well, this one is not as bad. Well, okay, the face is pretty bad.
pretty big chunker there.
Those toes. That's pretty funny. That's the thing with cheats. You're gonna use them once, and then you're like, yeah, well, okay, I've seen it now. Okay, I think the saltwater crocodile is not going to be any different, but we can try it.
Can we
You
get
said the
some,
tiger
The
is
tiger
funny?
is super. It's actually very cute. It's almost like a like plushie.
Yeah, I was just about to say I'd love to see the other animals. In the
Okay, this one
chunkified
is
as
really
well.
funny with their teeth.
It looks like a stuffed animal you get at a Midway
Yeah.
or
It's
something like
seriously
that.
just a balloon. Oh my goodness. Just how did they think of this?
So
Maybe
yeah,
it
what
was
is it
just a
exactly
bug.
that the cheat does? It just like takes
It
the
makes them
models and then
furry?
expands them in every single direction.
I guess so. Yeah, it's taking the.
Something like
I think they have
that.
like the shader they use for the. For the fur and for the scales and stuff. I think it's just gonna expand on the axis that is pointing exactly 90 degrees from the actual texture. That's what my
Yeah.
guess would be, but because in Blender
Alright, who's
you
the
have an
victim
effect.
here?
Yeah. Oh god.
There we go. MeggieB.
There we go. That is so amazing. Look at that.
Oh, that one is cute.
You can't even see its eyes.
It's fluffy
I
pooping.
mean, it messes up the faces really bad, but otherwise they just kind of look like overweight animals.
Oh yeah.
That's actually pretty cute.
That's one
and also
chunky
like
guy.
that big, thick tail.
Oh yeah.
That's
What do the
adorable.
orangutans look like?
Oh god. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
I wish you could
okay.
do this with staff
Oh,
members.
what's
You
a
can do
flamingo
it with
look
the
like?
flamingos. Yeah, I'm really curious. how
Oh,
that
that's
was-
gonna be a great
what-
one. Flamingos and
Wait,
ostriches
do we
are the
have
best ones.
orangutans? No, we don't.
We do,
Do we?
we
Yeah, we
do.
do. We do.
Yeah, that's
in the
question
Koali
is
area.
where?
On the other side.
I am completely. Oh,
You
there it
lost
is.
in our own zoo.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
okay,
I feel somehow
orangutan.
guilty for that.
Okay, orangutan.
This is not gonna end well.
MeggieB.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you're running too fast, boy.
Yeah, they lose their eyes. It's a little freaky. It's a little
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really
disturbing.
freaky. That's really scary.
It actually
His
supports.
arms look like slinkies now.
Wow. But it actually supports my guess because the eyes definitely do not have a shader,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
a fur or a scale shader,
Yeah.
Oh my
which would be
gosh.
That's
hilarious
pretty
too.
freaky.
Like very
okay,
bubbly
last
eyes.
thing, the flamingos.
Flamingo legs are
How-
gonna be so bad.
How are the flamingos going to look? Okay, that's over here. Oh my goodness, laggy.
Oh my god,
laggy,
what is
laggy.
happening over here? Why are people going to the flamingos?
You see, that's what I'm telling. There's like so many people, and no one is going to my reptile house.
I don't.
No one
I don't
wants
want to have. They are not going for the flamingos. They are going for the trash in the water.
Exactly, that's what they're going for.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is gonna be
Okay.
hilarious.
MeggieB. Oh my god.
Oh, It's weird.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a problem.
My goodness.
that's a big problem.
Okay.
That's a disease.
Oh my god, look at those legs.
What kind of factor is that? That's like factor
The texture is
80.
Z-fighting on its,
Oh my
webbed feet.
goodness.
Oh god.
So yeah, in this beautiful surroundings, we now
Oh
have
god.
a very,
Oh my god, that's like a dinosaur. It's a velociraptor.
oh, my
Oh, what a
Has science
nightmare.
gone too far?
that little
His
tail
tail-
wiggling.
What an absolute nightmare.
Okay, we're gonna end the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give a like to this big, fat, fluffy flamingo if you do. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, of course, to each and every one, Silver Red, Rudy Rancamo, and Mike Sheets. And find a playlist in the description as mentioned in the beginning of this video. And subscribe to me, of course, if you haven't already. Thank you guys for being here.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
no
welcome.
problem.
And thank you for amazing feedback. I can't wait to see what Mike Sheets is going to do next week in the episode. And you're gonna amaze us, I'm
I got a
pretty
lot
sure
of
of
work
that.
to do.
Oh yeah. First of all, Lady and I, we are not
Thanks.
secure. We are not secure anymore.
Well, friggin' Rudy, he like takes up 25% of the map every time he gets there.
True, true.
You wanted a challenge. You wanted a challenge.
That's true, that's true.
You wanted to join Koali Zoo? Well,
This is what it is.
You're
should
gonna
have-
rebuild it
You should
all.
have rewatched Koali Beach before. You would have known.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and we hope to see you guys in the next week's episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.